In a minute.
All right, everyone, welcome. Rob and I here for episode 400. 400. We finally got to it because we're not canceling shows anymore. We're actually trying to make them. So, Rob, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. Hard to believe it's 400. Wow.
400. I mean, probably in all actuality, we would probably be about what 430, 440 right now. I think we cancel a lot during hunting season. Just
Could be, yeah.
And traveling. But
well, I mean, the important things, right?
Yeah, seeing grandbabies and hunting. I mean,
yes,
that's definitely the most important. But yeah, here we are. We hit it 400 here on May 28th, the last show of May. This is just hard to believe too. We're about to go into month 6 of 2026.
Right.
It's things are moving fast for sure. But good to see you. Good to see Doug in chat. Good to see you, buddy. Glad you were able to join us. I am wearing my ramp shirt, Doug. Don't know if you can see that. And represent. Oh, you got ramp here everywhere. Always doing our part for you, Doug.
Always.
And
always.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, it's just gonna be Rob and I tonight. We actually have a great got an interview set up I'm doing for next week. We're gonna have a great show next week. So guest couldn't make it tonight. Very busy up and coming politician, hoping to be a politician. So we do that. So there's no shortage of things to talk about. Would you say, Rob? I think we have plenty to.
There's never a shortage. I mean, we could wait up until the last minute and still have a slew of topics to talk about. So, I mean, I really wouldn't want it any other way, to be honest. I mean, what do we want? A president to sleep at the wheel like we had, under Biden? So
even that we had stuff to talk about because we were usually talking about his sleeping, falling, tripping,
right?
His vice president
falling off bicycles
upstairs.
So, yeah. So,
did you hear the latest today? We'll just jump right in since you hit on Biden. We'll just go right there. So Jill is making the circuit. She is doing I think she wrote a book, is what she did. For some reason, she's going to all these news outlets and interviews. And, she was a doctor, if you knew that or not.
Isn't she like an honorary doctor? I don't think she's
like a doctor. No, she was a doctor of education.
Yeah, but I thought it was an honorary. I don't think it was like a real. I think it was.
Bottom line is, I wouldn't let her check me out for nothing, like medically. But she was not that kind of doctor. But of course, the left who loved her and the media who loved her made sure they always called her doctor.
Well, Whoopi Goldberg says she's one hell of a doctor. And then they pointed out she's like, but she's not the kind of doctor. And Whoopi Goldberg had to kind of do what we call crawl fishing, where they kind of backpedal a little bit. But I mean, she just gobbling up the bullshit that the media spits out. Dr. Biden, she's not that kind of doctor, Whoopi. She's not.
Yeah. Lots of gobbling on the left, but so we sorry man, you served that one up. I had to spike it over the net. Um, so she's on the circuit saying that on the night of the debate, she was scared to death because she thought he was having a stroke. Now, I don't know about you, but if my significant other, I was fearing they were having a stroke, whether on national TV or not. They could be sitting across from me at the dining room table or in a restaurant or something, um, or in a movie. I wouldn't look at them and go, "Well, I sure hope they're not," and keep watching the movie or keep eating.
Right.
And I'm not a doctor, but if I was a doctor, but even I'm not, uh, I would still be like running out on the stage, cancel, like shut this down. We have a medical emergency. I mean, he was a president. They were Secret Service. They could have easily
Sure.
she'd been like, she could have been like, we have to stop this. He could be having a stroke. But
I'm sure he travels with medical. I mean, I'm sure
oh,
there's
they all the
medical
presidents
personnel.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you have anyone's ever had the luxury of seeing the presidential convoy, if you would, move anywhere, whether in D.C. or anywhere. I've seen it in D.C. a couple times. Um, here's a full there's ambulances rolling with him. There's a full complement. There are doctors with him in that 30 to 50 vehicle movement train that goes with him everywhere, including overseas. Um, so yes, there was a doctor there, and so now her thing is she was scared to death. She was in fear that he was having a stroke because she's never seen him act like that before or since. Which, you know, obviously I know she wasn't on every trip, but I think we saw it when he was with the G7 leaders. I think we saw it when he was down in the Amazon or Brazil. I think there's no shortage of seeing him act and talk this. I mean, there's so many montages of his words that he says in
I
his
thought he was
speech.
having a stroke for 4 years.
Yes. Yes. So but that's the latest thing on him. So I don't know, I think she's trying to pitch a book. If you weren't hosting with me and you were in the background, you'd probably be checking that out and telling me that's what was going
Right.
on. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
think
did watch something earlier, and it was CNN. Uh, the leftist, the liberal media that they are, and they were
mm,
actually, uh, going on about how they hit it, to their credit, one of the commentators there was like, the media is partially to blame for that because we didn't ask the questions. When they
we
were
who
interviewing,
who's got a mouse in their pocket.
yeah, when they were interviewing Jill, they should have said, well, go on to ask the next questions. Well, why didn't you see this? What, all of these other instances. And the person I was watching did say, right now, everything Trump says, the media jumps on it and starts to claim that he's not physically fit, that he's got mental problems or whatever. They jump on it. But yet for
The
four
other day he went
years,
to
they
Walter
hit
Reed
it.
for a dental and medical checkup, and they were like, "Oh my God, look at these! He's got bruises on his hands," and they're taking pictures of his ankles, and they're like,
Yeah.
"He was in Walter Reed for 3.5 hours, like getting a full workup at 79 years old, about to turn 80 in less than a month.
Yeah.
Probably should make sure they check him." And yes, it is a book she's releasing on June 2nd, A View from the East Wing, a memoir.
So
So
she's stirring up controversy to sell.
yeah, these are her words of what the behind the scenes were like. I don't know if she's going to talk about diaper changing, or pants changing after they get pooped, or anything else. But
Leading him out
yeah,
of rooms that he wandered into.
well, look, they
So
don't have any money coming in. No one is no one, nobody is paying them. He's not getting any speaking engagements, so
right,
she's got to get out there and hustle a book. So that's what it's for. Otherwise, obviously, we haven't seen or heard of her at all
right.
since last year. So it doesn't surprise me that she's
Well,
out there.
we haven't heard anything about his cancer either. So as soon as he was leaving office, that was the biggest thing, right? Oh, he's got cancer. Is he healed? I mean, you don't hear anything about it. Did he go through chemo? Did he get it cut out? What happened?
Yeah,
So
they did bring it up one time. So we were talking about that. I remember talking about that here in the show uh last year, probably about this time, probably about like 5 or 6 months after Trump got into office, and like, well, we haven't heard anything about that last minute ditch of sympathy for, oh my God, he's got cancer. And then I want to say sometime in the fall, something came out about he was getting treatment or doing something or whatever. and because I was kind of joking like, wow, are they listening to our show? Like how they realize that we're on to them. I heard one blip about it. It was like for a day and nothing else. So you're right. There's been
Yeah,
nothing about you know we watch, and I mean even Jimmy Carter, as much as he was hated and he was bad until Biden came along. I mean, everyone tracked what he was doing and condition he was in,
sure.
and all of his health and all that kind of stuff. There's nobody talking about Biden. It's like
Mm-mm.
just mentioning that name is going to sink your ratings or something. I don't know,
I mean, we
but
still talk about Obama more than we do about Biden.
yeah,
Biden. I mean, and Obama's
about
been
to
gone
talk
for.
about his new Death Star looking library. It's about to open, I think, in a week or two. Finally,
That you must show an ID to go into,
yes,
which is
yeah,
which is funny, which is just absolutely hilarious.
and it probably
So
has fences around it and things where you have to go through,
yeah.
essentially walls, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Absolutely.
the Yeah. So, anyways, that's when John you mentioned Biden. It made me think of that. She is pitching this book, and I don't know if she'll sell more than Kamala's 107 Days and How I Failed to Do Anything book, which did not. I don't think did well either. I think that's on the bargain rack next to Hillary's.
Well,
But
didn't Gavin? Wasn't it reported that like Gavin Newsom, his book, that his own campaign bought like thousands of copies of the book?
they did. I don't remember the exact name. I would ask my producer the exact numbers, but I think they sold 60, 70,000 copies, and I think 30,000 were bought by uh,
Right.
his campaign uh, to give out to donors and that kind of stuff. So they pumped his own numbers, and yeah, that came out really quick. You know, that would be like us buying bots to comment on our show or do something. It's like
97,400 print copies. However, 67,000 of those
ooh,
were purchased and distributed by his own committee.
that's even worse.
70%
Yeah, were bought by his own committee. I
by his
mean,
own committee pack. That is
that would
ridiculous.
yeah, that would I mean, that would be like someone, writing a book, self-publishing, which is easy to do now, putting on Amazon and then buying all the downloads for it, right? Or, a musician releasing something and then, doing all the purchases of all the online versions of it to say, look what I got. Yeah. Um,
Kamala sold 350,000 copies.
okay. So there's the bar. Um, but Hunter still made more off of one painting.
Right.
Just saying. Back then. Now you can find
That's
him
it.
in
That's another
secondhand.
thing. Did he just all of a sudden stop painting? I mean, he hasn't sold anything. Much like the cancer,
He
you
only
don't hear
found
anything about
his
his
he only
painting.
found his artistic flavors when he was strung out on crack whores and freaking meth. I think I think that's when he was doing the blow painting or whatever or something. It was like he was blowing through a straw or something. I guess it was hopefully it wasn't the one he was sniffing through, but I think I think he probably lost that. He lost his creativity juice when he
He's
sobered
not
up.
even
He
living
got
in
his
the
teeth
country
fixed.
anymore.
Yeah, he got his
He
teeth fixed.
actually moved out of the country, moved to South Africa, I think.
Oh no, they just spotted him a couple weeks ago in L.A. He's
Did
back.
they?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's probably
uh,
slipping and dipping, hoping he doesn't get subpoenaed.
well,
Um,
he owes some money to some people.
he
I
does.
think
Yeah, yeah,
well, he's still got child support payments he's paying, right? Um, I
yeah,
don't know if he ever got that reduced. He tried to get it reduced, but so
yeah.
he's got that, and plus he's owes some back taxes or something, doesn't he?
Yeah. Doug asked a good question if they're going to release a 2026 calendar of his paintings. They could maybe drum up a few more dollars. It's just every month's a different piece of art, and then you could frame it and you'd have your own little Hunter Biden paintings. And one of them may come with a secret little baggie of booger sugar that wasn't left in the White House. Maybe
May have been made out of booger sugar,
almost like
painted
the
with a
golden ticket of Willy Wonka. Like there's a few
right.
calendars may have a little something extra in them. May have that, but yeah. Um, anyways, no, it's good point, Doug. So what do you got? What do you got? We hit on Biden. We beat that up.
So let's jump into the Texas race and John Cornyn. Um, Being a native Texan, I don't live there now, but I do follow Texas politics still, and I've never been a fan of John Cornyn because he was the type of politician that would only come around during re-elections. He would never. I To this day, I don't know that anything that he's done for Texas other than sit in Washington as a representative. Well, Trump backed his opponent, Ken Paxton, and I read something today that Paxton had tried to strike a deal with Cornyn that if he would get the Safe Act passed, that Paxton would drop out, and that Cornyn refused, and so Paxton kicked the shit out of him. Didn't he beat him by like double digits?
It
So,
was pretty bad. Yeah, and they, when you watch the left media, they were all of a sudden big fans of pretty much anyone that Trump endorsed. They were for whoever else just to try to say, look, Trump
mhm.
lost one. And they were like, they would refer to Paxton as the scandal-ridden candidate, where they would record, they were, were referred to as the, tested, experienced candidate, an incumbent. And Paxton was a scandal-ridden one because there were some BS charges made against him that
Yeah,
were never founded, and that makes him scandal-ridden. Um,
28 points is what I read.
was it 28 points?
28 points. That's a, and Cornyn had been there a long time. So to beat
Four
an
decades, right?
incumbent,
About
yeah,
40 years, right? Yeah.
yeah. So uh, to beat somebody that bad who's an incumbent, that's pretty good. He'd been there for 24 years, so
Right.
that says something. And again, Trump got into that race at the end, right? He didn't. He waited a little while until he figured out who he was going to endorse, and then when he endorsed Paxton, I mean that was it. It was all the writing was on the wall for Cornyn, and like I said, I've never been a fan of Cornyn. He'd done nothing for Texas. Um, let's hope Paxton does better. Let's hope Paxton can beat Tellerico. Um, if Tellerico keeps opening his mouth,
you don't want to underestimate anybody, but I mean, if they could have found the Dems could found someone worse and more progressive and just worse than Beto, they found him. I mean,
well, they
God,
could have left what's her name in there, Ghetto Barbie. They could have left
Crockett
her. Yeah,
or no?
yeah,
Yeah, but
Crockett.
she just did herself, and I mean, she was entertaining because she just every time she opened her foot, she shoved both feet, mouth,
Yeah,
both feet went in it. Um, but Tellerico's not doing much better. I mean, God's gay, he's non-binary. He the other day he was asked about some of his comments, and he said, "Oh, I probably said some of those to try to instigate some things." We're like, "Oh, so you're the out of the basement version of every basement dwelling online social media person who just wants to start crap and
yeah,
just get people all worked up." And rather than say he lied, he used some fancy words for it, but pretty much what he said is he's lied, and he just embellished a little bit on some things just to stir things up. So, um,
yeah.
he's a vegan apparently, and he's gonna say that he's gonna run a vegan campaign. I don't know what that means. Does that mean like the receptions just are all vegan? Like I don't know. But then, like many other Dems, he puts a picture out of him eating a big old turkey leg or something, which, by the way,
Right.
has
Yeah.
been photoshopped a lot since then and was not probably the best pose for him. But and it reminded me of Tampon Tim's like shotgun pose, or even Obama's like out shooting skeet and Tampon Tim out hunting, and all this. They try so hard to project some kind of image, manly, or some would say toxic masculine image, uh, that everyone just sees right through it. I mean, it's just you're
Right.
either authentic or you're not.
You can't be vegan representing the home of Whataburger. I mean, you just can't do
Uh,
that. That's just no,
well,
not
it's
not
just,
gonna
I
happen.
mean, a state that a big part of the gross national income and product of the state is beef. Um,
Yes. Yes.
why don't he just say I'm a vegan Tesla driver that hates gas burning vehicle? I mean, he might as well. He probably is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, so yeah, Tellerico he's going to face him. I mean, it's not going to be nothing's guaranteed. But what's more interesting about Trump is didn't he like everyone he's backed from the Indiana uh, election a month ago to all these ones, like everyone he backed won.
I think he's had one or two that has not, but he's batting well above 1,000.
But I think
So
in the last few months, which there's been a lot of primaries and special elections and things like that, everyone, I believe everyone he backed is he's batting 1,000. Like his um his average is way up there, especially for this year.
yeah,
He is even when he has backed people like he did in this, um, were staunch Republicans or that kind of stuff. He backed the other one. They won.
yeah.
Um, some people do it themselves, like that crazy libtard that said she was gonna uh, jail like ICE members and all that kind of stuff or whatever. She was in Texas too. I
Oh,
said she was gonna turn them into jails for all the ICE and CBP. Like she bounced out from another Democrat.
well,
Um,
Texas is going to look a lot different. I mean, Dan Crenshaw is not going to be there. Uh,
that's a good thing. Yeah.
Al Green is not going to be there. Uh, Jasmine
Yeah.
Crockett's not going to be there. John Cornyn's not going to be there. Texas is going to look a lot different, and it's about time. I mean, Texas definitely needed some change. We need some more. I mean, I'm not a big Ted Cruz fan, but he does have some good, you know, occasionally some good things.
I'm curious. Why not? He's a very smart individual. I listen to his
He,
podcast. That's why I want to get to him. Dude is super freaking smart.
yeah, he is very smart. He just it's not that I don't necessarily like the guy. It's just that I don't like any politicians really. I mean, they're all slimy. And
Yeah.
if you look at I think he went on with Tucker, and Tucker kind of made him look a little less intelligent. So which Tucker's pretty good at. So especially
Yeah.
when it came to Israel, you know, not that I don't support Israel's right to exist, and I support the United States supporting them, but I do think there comes a point where Israel has a little bit too much effect on our politics. I think there's a little bit too much influence on that. And Ted Cruz is definitely he appears to me that he would vote for Israel before he would vote for the United States. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think one thing people miss. I mean, I guess it depends on where you come from and your background of faith. I mean, obviously, we're a country found on godly principles, and God is a mainstay in the forefront of our founding fathers and a lot of the things that were established. And obviously, those that follow the Bible know the importance of Israel to that, and the chosen people. That's one aspect. Another aspect, which I think is why we are closely aligned with them in many aspects, or many reasons. I think the other one is, you know, with if we didn't have them in the Middle East, we'd have nobody. I
sure,
mean, they give us a beachhead. We gave up Afghanistan. Thanks a lot. Another Joe Biden wonderful
right,
moment, right? Which I thought for sure once we got in there, I used to say time we'll never get out of it. Why would we leave that? We've got a foothold in the area which we never had.
right,
Um, Israel gives us that. Otherwise, we would be shut out, right?
yeah,
And one thing they give us is a place to go to and launch from, and gather intel from, and that kind of stuff. So they are very very strategic. For now, they spy on us, we spy on them. You keep we're still our own countries. We've helped them a lot and all that stuff. But I think more so than the Christian background, which I think that has something to do with it, is in the faith build background, is that they are a strategic and key ally for us there. I mean, if UK wasn't our ally anymore, that's okay. We have a lot. We could lined with Poland, Germany. I mean, Europe, we have many to pick from. Um, in the Middle East, we have one,
yeah.
and
Well, I
not
mean,
many.
anytime you talk about your assets, right? And we've talked about it here before. We talk about who are the best pilots. There's really the number one and number two, and you could probably switch them back and forth. Is the United States and Israel, right? When it
Yeah,
comes to the best pilots on the planet, who has the best intel agencies? It's always between the CIA and the Mossad, right? It's always between those two, and you could take those and reverse them back and forth. So Israel is a very very good partner of ours. I just don't like some of the influence they have over our politics.
right, right. Yeah, they have a great foreign policy. I've always admired their eye for an eye policy. I wish our country would do the same thing in many cases, in most cases, and but they also, by how their government is formed, they do have corruption, but so do we. So
Sure.
I mean, there's we are not on a high horse there when it comes to that. I mean, I've said before in here that we can't even. How can we even watch anyone else's elections to help guarantee election integrity? We definitely can't even do that on our own, as we keep finding out all the time.
Yeah.
Um, but
We
yeah,
traipse the
but
globe spreading democracy, and we can't even have a fair election here
right,
that's
right.
not contested.
Well,
So
we veered way off course from Texas politics, but we were talking specifically about that and just the people that Trump has put. He's still the kingmaker, man. Holy cow!
yeah, yeah,
I
he
mean,
is. So the
and
midterms, I think, with the latest Supreme Court decision and what that's done to some of these maps and what happened to Virginia and et cetera, that's definitely going to help Republicans. When they can't gerrymander, which both sides gerrymander. The media likes to only use the word gerrymander when they talk about Republicans or conservatives, but Democrats gerrymander too.
oh yeah,
But I think it's definitely, I feel much better about midterms now than I did probably 2 or 3 months ago. Because 2 or 3 months ago, it looked like Republicans were going to get smacked. Um, Now, some of the other things that we've got going on in the world, I wish Iran would have happened after the midterms. I understand you can't, you take advantage of the opportunities you're given, and they had to take advantage of that. But it would have helped a lot better after midterms.
yeah.
So
But I think we need to. I think we also need to do anything. We need to get gas prices back in the threes. Um, before September, before September, October, right?
yeah,
We need to get the gas price. I think that's going to sway the midterms. I think we all know people vote by the pocketbook. Now the market's doing great. The market's going to continue doing great with the announcement today of a potential 60-day truce or work. I haven't, I know they're still working it out. I saw blurbs on that first thing
yeah,
this morning, and the market responded. Um, but and I saw yesterday I didn't see the whole cabinet meeting, but I did see where they said I think we've received 10 million or billion, somewhere up in there, uh, million or billion barrels from Venezuela that have come over now, that are being processed, and the funds from it's being sold on the market at normal prices. It's going back into the people of Venezuela. I mean, I think we have enough oil. Obviously, prices get fluxed based on speculation, but if the prices could get down before 1st of September, the sooner the better. I think
yeah,
our chances go up every. As soon as we can get the average price back below 4, the chances are going to go up every day. That Republicans are going to do very well in the midterms.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Got to get those back down.
yeah, because
Uh,
that's what
but
people vote. I mean, because gas prices, not just. I mean, in all honesty, this. It's not what we pay to put into our own vehicles.
mm-mm.
It's every vehicle that brings crap to us that we buy. Every truck that has to drive across the country, those prices are all going up.
Yeah,
We have airlines that are shutting down routes now because the jet fuel prices that U.S. has done a couple, but mostly overseas airlines are shutting down their airlines now. And in
right.
fact, the jet price fuel is what's been blamed for excelling Spirit into full bankruptcy and shutdown.
Yeah.
So
My
it
401k looks
behooves,
good though.
as we used to say in the Army, it behooves us all
Right.
to get the gas prices down.
But my 401k looks really good.
Oh, it's a 501k. It's looking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's rebounded a lot. I was looking at it the other day and looking at the long term, and you could see, you don't even have to look at the year. You could see when Biden was in, and it took a big dip, big hit, and it's rebounded very well. So
yeah, yeah. I noticed the January to March took a little bit of a hit on that quarterly output, but since then, yes, it's been bouncing back very well.
yeah.
But yeah,
So
um,
what's I know Trump had talked a little bit today about the line in the sand, and I know Iran is saying that their line in the sand is they're not giving up any enrichment. So who do you think is going to win this stalemate? I
I
mean,
think we are because they don't really have anything to leverage. They either have to. I mean, Trump has made it very clear. Um, he's got two main things, right? I think he's not going to backtrack, because if he does, if he anything like that, he is going to just catch hell for it. But you know, the strait is international waters. There's going to be no tolls, no nothing like that. And Iran is going to give up all their uranium, including the dust and all that stuff. Um, Other stuff he could probably, like, maybe he won't go after the leaders, any more leaders or whatever, and maybe, who knows, the other stuff. It may unfreeze some of their assets that we have frozen in world. We're not going to give them any money, but unfreeze their stuff. And I think he could negotiate on a number of other things. I don't think he is gonna bend one bit on uranium or the strait. Um, so they're either going to come to terms. I don't know what the 60-day thing is, but I'm obviously, we have a lot of smart people that have been, in the foreign politics world, that have been observing. They have, full workups on every person that's left in the Iranian government. They know everything about them. If they, I would imagine, if we get any wind that that they're not serious about this, that he's just going to open it wide open. And them boys they're rearmed. They're floating around in the Gulf. They are armed up, ready to go. And as we've shown the last couple of days, that we have no problem running defensive operations.
How many more Moads do we have in
There's
stock?
probably a couple more coming up for expiration that need to be used, but their best
Yeah,
buy date's coming up. And I think we used a couple there in March or so, but at least one. But I would imagine there's some more, and they have no leverage over us. I mean, what I love how we can just call things defensive, and allows us to go just take,
right,
like, oh, we didn't declare war. No, that was defensive. The best offense is a good defense. So we're just going to hit them before they hit us. But that's not an offensive operation. So hey, however you want to spin it, but no, I don't think it's going to. I mean, I don't know what this 60-day thing is, but the Iranian thing is, I think, is not negotiable, as is the strait, because
right.
that's what's going to bring the prices down. We could be in the 60-day thing, as long as that strait opens up and those ships can get out, and
Yeah,
oil and stuff can start moving. Um, it. I mean, we could be in a Korea situation. We could just have an armistice and never actually declare a ceasefire at all, or see, end of hostilities, and just keep it open and say every time they sneeze wrong, we're hitting them again.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
it, like I say, may have to flush some of our stock. I mean, all those years of war in Afghanistan and Iraq, we weren't shooting the high end seaborne missiles and things like that. We were shooting, air to ground stuff. But now we've got all these new drones. We've copied off the Iranian design that we probably need to do some, and watch them and learn from them and make them better. What
yeah.
better place to do it than a big open firing range in Iran?
Well, you have to wonder, after decades of president after president just, you know, giving in and bowing to those guys and believing their bullshit, and even Obama doing, his little whatever paperwork he did, this agreement, that you had to wonder, what the hell were they thinking? Because Trump is not, I mean, he's going to go in there like that, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they knew he wasn't going to mess around. And so you just had to sit back and go, what the F were you thinking when you started this? So, I mean,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
It's
about time somebody did something about it.
Oh, this has been brewing for years. This has been brewing since the
Yeah.
start of the before the Obama administration, and they just made it worse.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, anyone that has not studied, this man's, as both times he's been president, what he says compared to what he does, and what that delta is. One, it's there's a small gap. There isn't much, and even more so, how he ran his business, and both in TV and building and real estate and everything like that. Like,
Yeah.
this is why he is involved with so much. He doesn't need anyone else. I mean, he gets advice from a lot of people, but um, he makes a decision, and that's it, right? I mean, he knows what he's doing, and he has a pretty damn good track record of uh, of making right
Yeah.
decisions, regardless of what the media speculates and insiders leak. He just said that the other day. Like, so they were saying something, and he's like, "These people don't know what they're talking about. They're not even involved. They have no idea what we're talking about." I mean, it's like him, Wickoff, Rubio, maybe
Yeah.
Jared. I mean, I think that circle is tight. It's small of who knows what the negotiations are like.
Right. Hegseth probably.
Maybe, yeah, just saying keep Pete ready to go. I think he said
Yeah.
yesterday this guy likes war, and he hit him on hit him on here. But yeah,
Yeah.
he go ahead.
Oh, I'm still just sitting back thinking, what the what the hell were they thinking when they got into this? Did they think he was just going to back down? You know, like
Paper
Obama
tiger.
did?
That's what
Like,
I mean.
yeah,
He's not that. He's not Bush.
no,
He's not
mm-mm,
Obama. Definitely not Biden. I mean, uh, I think there are many Republicans that wished we didn't do this till after the midterms.
right.
But I don't know if we had that time.
Well, like
I
I
think
said,
it.
you can't forsake the opportunity. If the opportunity
Right,
was there, you have to take advantage of it, right? You can't push that out.
right,
So
right.
they
And
probably
now
had
it
a great
seems like
opportunity,
these. It seems like these attacks that have happened. At least they're blaming it. Whoever we're talking to in Iran, they're blaming it on rogue guard commanders that are just like firing their own missiles or doing
mm,
whatever. Um,
or get your guys under control.
yeah, I would say you need to send the team down and snatch that dude up by the collar. It's time for a come to Allah talk back at the
Right,
head shed. Right, time to come to the flagpole and
right,
get smoked. Or otherwise, we're just going to tell Trump where you're at, and he'll smoke you. All right.
right. Hit big old target on your back.
Yes. Yeah. Just here, take this new phone. Just hold on this, and don't
Right.
worry about it. But yeah. So what else you got? I know we got a lot of things going on. We got
So
SCOTUS stuff.
we just had a swatting on one of the Supreme Court justices, and this is a it's becoming more of a pattern. We've talked about the violence on the left, and it was a conservative or conservative appointed justice, Comey Barrett, right? They tried to swat her, and for those who don't know what swatting is when you call it in and say that there's either gunshots or something bad happened, and your whole goal is to try to get that person unalived, right?
Right.
I mean that's what a
Wow.
lot of these guys try to do,
Right.
and for that to happen to a Supreme Court justice, you know, thankfully, at least under this administration, the Supreme Court justices are a little better protected, unlike under Biden, where they were letting protests go on right outside their houses. Um, so thankfully, they're a little better protected right now. But I was surprised that we don't give them some sort of government housing, right? Put them in something better than just their own houses. Um, something with a little more protection.
Right.
So, especially
The
for lifetime appointed justices.
yeah, I mean, I know that the chief justice has like his own security detail. I don't know if it's Secret Service or diplomatic security,
Right.
what it is, but I think they have given some to the others as these threats have come up. Um, they have on an as call or as needed basis, but yeah, I would think they would. They just live in normal everyday houses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and the problem with that is people know where their addresses are.
right.
That's
Right.
that's
Right.
that's a
Right.
problem as well. So
Um,
you would think that would be a little more protected. So
yep. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm sure when the police, they probably local law enforcement knows those addresses, those key individuals, when they say
sure.
early, this is
Yeah.
at their house,
Well,
but
they
it's
had
in
what
fact
an
it's an old
attempted.
playbook, right?
Yeah.
It's in the old playbook, so it was something they used to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had the attempted assassination for Kavanaugh, right? They had some other incidents last year or in 22 of them protesting right outside and caught people carrying weapons and stuff like that. Um, it's getting worse, and the Democrats just I mean keep pushing and pushing and wanting to pack the courts and keep using very controversial language, calling them far right extremist justices and things like that, which is not helping. If Trump were to come out and called any one of them a far left lunatic, they would say, well, he's inciting violence, right? But yet they continue to use the same thing, like far right extremist justices on a regular basis, whether it's Jeffries or whether it's what's his name from New York, Schumer. They're constantly calling them that, and that's
Right.
just we know the left is already a powder keg ready to go off at any moment, and that's just making it worse.
Yeah,
So
there's all kind of issues in the. I mean, they just had this autopsy, weird word to use, because I mean, an autopsy is something you've done after someone dies, and
right.
I just don't know if they imply that. I guess they consider the DNC is dead, and that's the DNC saying it. But they released this autopsy, and the guy who's in charge of the DNC disowned it before it was released, uh, I haven't read through it, but I've seen enough highlights to know. Yeah, it sounded like it was a piece of crap, half written, and they just gave up on it and just they are definitely lost. There's no national. I mean, love her or hate her, and I hate her, but Pelosi ran a tight shop.
Sure.
Everyone marched in line. No one stepped out of line. Um, I don't know how she did it with threats over support money and committee assignments or what, but you know they got in lockstep with her.
Well, the
They
DNC is
don't have
is
that now with
bankrupt.
Jeffries.
Yeah, the DNC is bankrupt right now. They actually owe
Yeah.
money, where the Republicans have a surplus,
Well,
and
someone has. What
that's
I'm
hurting
saying,
them.
someone has not paid all of Kamala's bills yet, and the DNC is refusing to.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
she burned through some cash there at the end.
Well, she did
Um,
what, like a little over $1 billion?
Something like that. I think it was 20,
Yeah.
20 million in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, that was
Uh,
just the Beyonce
was that just to be? It might have been just to Beyonce. Yeah,
or Cardi B, whomever she had on,
whoever it was. But
Megan the Stallion. I don't know. Um, but yeah,
yeah,
the DNC is bankrupt, and the RNC right now has a pretty good surplus.
right,
So that I mean, as much as you hate to admit it, money does run things, right? And that definitely helps with advertising. It helps with running the different campaigns. And so the fact that the RNC is sitting in a much better place than the DNC, that helps us going into midterms as well.
right.
So
So let's talk about the DNC. We definitely have seen this rise. I mean, we've talked about this years ago. I actually was Jim Hansen, who we've had on here many times, who's on Fox all the time now. I think he's a regular host. But you know, years ago, he was telling me how there was this, probably in Trump's first administration. I don't remember. He was like, there's two arms of the Republicans. There's two parts of the Democrats. There's the progressive squad and the established, and then there's the MAGA, and then there's the established Republicans. And and that has definitely progressed more and more, and we've seen it. You have the squad. Everyone still refers to them, even though a couple of them are gone now. But just identify as the nickname for the progressives. And then you have the MAGA established Republicans, which definitely um, uh, has split the party. I mean, it's either, and I think when Trump wins all these endorsements, I think that's helped swing more and more people over to the MAGA side. To go, okay, you're either, if you want to succeed and win, you either get in his good graces,
right,
or he's going to take an established multi-year, multi-term Congress or senator, and he will get rid of them by just what he says. But then you have a couple now that are really getting out there on the left, right? You go Mandami, who drew a lot of ire from from certain Democrats, and did not get endorsed by all of them. You've got this mayor in Seattle who is just destroying Seattle. She makes Mandami look good, but then now you have Planter, who, when you thought there'd be no more Rocket Crockett,
right.
you thought there's no way the left's going to have someone that is so stupid and so dumb and does not control what they say. You bring Planter in, who doesn't say a lot of dumb things now, but he said a lot of bad and dumb things on Reddit. And
Well, I mean,
um,
so even his tattoo. So Elizabeth Warren did an interview, and they were asking about his tattoo. And thankfully, to the credit of the person, said, well, if a Republican had that tattoo, you would be up in arms asking for it to be removed, asking for the individual to be removed. But because this Plattner is your guy, you're willing to overlook that tattoo. And she's like, well, he apologized for it. So you just admitted that you're okay with it as long as it's on, you're playing team sports.
right,
So you're not outraged over the tattoo. If it were on a Republican, you're not outraged about that. You're just simply playing team sports.
Man, too bad she wasn't on all the Nuremberg trials and post-Nazi trials. I mean, they could have just, Rommel and all those
Right.
Nazi leaders could have just apologized, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're cool. Just
Yeah.
there's a nice cottage in Argentina. Go hang out down there." Um,
Mm.
but yeah, I mean, but now he's got the video, stuff he's talking about. What's in the the stuff in the Porta John, and then he's commenting on the soldier in the video getting shot,
You
and
got a
and
Purple Heart.
and
Yeah. Said he
got
should
a
have
Purple
died.
Heart, making fun of him, and then they confront him, and he's like, I don't know if you saw it the other day when Fox News came up to him, confronted him, and he was like talking about how he got offended because he goes, how many people I know that have Purple Hearts? I immediately went, what's that got to do with
Yeah.
freaking anything? Like he's not, not how many friends, because how many friends of mine and people I know with Purple Hearts. Okay, um, how many of your people not that's great for them. That has nothing to do with and excusing you from saying what you said about a soldier who was executing operations in combat, got hit 4 times, and
Right.
you're saying he should have died.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I know all kind of people that done all kind of things. I know all kind of things that have done heroic things. That doesn't give me an open ticket to just say what I want because I know
Right.
somebody. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and this guy just and now there's a lot on the left that are really, they are done with it. They are not marching in line. They are voicing opposition, and some on the left, elected representatives in the Democratic Party, are saying they do not want him to win.
He
Like they,
strikes me as someone who knows he's going to lose, and he's just trying to collect as much money as he can steal.
yeah,
That's
probably
it's just it
so.
reminds me of. He's like, I'm going to lose anyway. I might as well just steal as much money as I can.
What he doesn't know is he's not a student of the Democratic Party, because like Swalwell learned and many others, when you are not convenient for them and they are done with you, they will cut you and watch you bleed
Yep.
and
Absolutely.
step over your bleeding corpse with their Jimmy Choos on and not get any blood on themselves.
Yeah.
Um, it is he is just the flavor of the day. Collins is a
Well,
moderate. She's went
yeah.
both ways. She votes pretty well moderate down the middle of the line, but they got him, and they think he's it. And I know a lot of them have to be just cringing that they have to hang their trailer on him to win that seat. But that just shows how desperate they are. Literally,
Well, I
Satan himself could come up
yeah.
out of the ground from the bowels of hell, all Satany like, put a Democrat shirt on, and they'd be like, "He's our guy." I mean,
Well,
some would
wasn't
say,
it Bill Maher said something like the entire Democrat platform is fuck Trump. That's it. That is their platform. Not
"Yeah,
let's help Americans, let's fix this, let's fix that. It's anything that I mean, just like we talked about earlier with Cornyn. All of a sudden they're supporting Cornyn because Trump didn't. I mean that tells you everything you need to know how disingenuous they are.
right." Well,
So
Murphy, Senator Chris Murphy out of Connecticut, that's his whole thing. He's losing and not doing well because his whole thing is how he's going to go after Trump, how he's going to lead every
mhm.
impeachment committee and this stuff. He is not talking. His platform has nothing to do with helping the people of Connecticut.
Yeah.
He is back on that playbook. They have a playbook. They just don't have a big one with a lot of diversity. And he is back on the playbook of, I'm just going after Trump. You should elect me to do that. Hmm.
Yeah. How can
Look
we
how that
support
worked out
illegals?
for Cheney and Kinzinger, right?
Yeah.
And now and Green and all that. Like, that's not going to get you anywhere.
How can we
And
support people who are here illegally, not Americans? And then how can we oppose anything Trump does?
yeah,
That's their platform.
yeah, the
So,
yeah. So we'll have to see. But the White House and look, you know what they're not talking about anymore? The border. It's been locked down since a
yes.
year. Since I think May of last year, there was the first month, and I don't know how long that zero people came through. We are now a year in. That border is locked up tighter than anything, than Fort
And
Knox.
did it all without Congress, like Biden kept saying.
Yep.
Biden
That
said he had to have Congress to do it, and Trump did it without him.
it's locked down. People working for Border Patrol and Customs are loving life, and he's focusing on other things now. But he said first thing he's going to do is secure that. Next thing to do, they're working on getting the people out here who don't need to be here. And today, the White House because they know how to troll, released a new a spinoff of their website. So if you go to whitehouse.gov/aliens, it straight up looks like it's about space aliens. You got to watch it. It's a great video, and they did some Star Trek stuff on it and everything like that. It's whitehouse.gov/aliens, and you scroll down, and it's all about illegal aliens. It's good. They are trolling at next level, uh, and it and then it zeroes in on wherever your IP address is coming from, and it seems to be going in, and then it shows you highlights that area of all the arrests made of illegal aliens in your area with a heat map.
Oh
Um,
wow.
they are not giving up. They are keeping the pressure. I just don't know how the president does it. I mean, I know he's got a great cabinet and folks around him, but um, he just, I mean, the dude just runs on. I don't know what he runs on, caffeine and hate. I'm not sure, but that dude just does not stop.
I think
Uh,
I think he's taking TRT. I think he's got to be. He's got to be on
the
TRT.
he's nonstop. So if he wants to go to the Walter Reed to get checked up for 3 hours, that's okay.
Right.
Because the dude just does not pause for one bit. And what 180 degrees from the last one, who called lids every day at 12, 3 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. I mean, this guy gets on. I mean, he has one of those cabinet meetings once a month, and then he just talks to the press, and that thing goes on for 3-4 hours.
Sure.
That's just in
Yeah.
front of the cameras, not even counting behind the camera stuff. After they
No,
throw him out,
nobody rushing him off. He's not walking the wrong way on stage. He's not wandering off at the events like Biden was doing.
he's not trying to
He
shake
stops
hands
and
of ghosts.
yeah, he stops and talks to them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The what else you got?
You ready for the MMA fight at the White House?
They're building. I saw they're building the stage.
Oh
It's
yeah.
higher than the White House.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
they've got the card. They've got the card figured out.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. I had some friends in the DC area. One is probably watching right now. That have asked me if I'm going to try to come down doing the 250 stuff. It's just, I mean, they've been doing so many things spread out. But I mean, I would love to be down there for June
Yeah.
14th or July 4th. But man, it's going to be a madhouse. But there's just, I mean, you got the F1 race. You got MMA fight. It's a DC apparently is very clean and safe now.
Oh,
Um,
I saw some pictures of some statues, and it was like graffitied up under Biden, all clean and
yeah,
pristine now under Trump.
the
So
reflecting pond has all been painted and getting. I mean, it's actually a very nice place to go visit right now,
right, which it should be. It's our
which you
capital.
should be all the time.
Yeah.
But and I'm glad they're doing it for the 250th. But hopefully I can find a way to get down there. But it's going to be great to watch on TV too. I mean, that's like with many things with this president, there's a lot of firsts, and an MMA stage is definitely
Yeah.
going to be one of them. So, yeah, it'll be
Well,
interesting to watch.
I've got an interesting fact for you on military for today. Today is the day the evacuation at Dunkirk started in 1940.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure you've seen the movie Dunkirk, which was I thought was excellent. I thought it was really good. I saw it in
Yes.
IMAX, um, and so yeah, today, May 28th, 1940, is when that started.
Wow.
So
So I actually I can't believe I can't think of the name of the other movie. So there's Dunkirk, and then there's the one about Winston Churchill uh, that it covers also Dunkirk. Um, I can't. You're gonna have to find that for me. I can't think of the name. It came out around the same time a couple years ago. Um, I just happened to watch those back to back. Uh, I think I don't know if I was traveling or I was out hunting or doing something, but I watched them just back to back, and they were the two best movies to see one after the other. Because one is obviously the perspective of the soldiers on the ground,
right.
right, trying to evacuate, and the fishermen coming and all that. The other one is the politics and the decision making behind all that.
Mm.
I can't I can't think of the name of it, but it's about Churchill. I did not realize it was. I just knew it was about Churchill. I didn't realize how Dunkirk was going to be a central part of his.
Right.
I mean, it was a big event, but like that was going to be the whole thing. It really was about that. It was really
So
cool because
Darkest Hour.
Darkest Hour. Thank you. I knew it was
Yeah.
something dark. I couldn't remember. Um, but to see those back to back, even if you've already seen Dunkirk, it's worth a watch because again, you're seeing like the troops, and then
Right.
you're seeing the decision making process.
Yeah.
Um, and covers both of them and how desperate, really, how
Right.
close and how desperate Britain was to just getting wiped out. I
Well,
mean,
and it was all a mistake, right? So Hitler chose not to go in there, and
right.
had he chosen to do it,
It,
he could have it could have been a complete disaster.
yeah,
But all
and
because he didn't think that was the right spot and wanted to put his troops elsewhere. Uh, all that one simple decision probably changed the war.
yeah,
So
there's been more and more coming out on the deception campaigns that we had in World War II that kept them thrown off and things like that from the ghost armies and all that
right.
kind of stuff and of just of what we did. But no, I did not realize today was that date. But it is everyone if you're watching or listening, Dunkirk and the Darkest Hour, set those up for a back to back matinee.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely one to watch. So before we wrap up, we've been talking politics and things, obviously. What is your thoughts on this whole Spencer Pratt thing in LA mayor? I mean, a local LA mayor getting so much national coverage.
Well, I mean, it's he's got to be better than anything else, right? I mean, they could go a couple of years without a mayor and would be better than what they have now.
Right,
I mean,
right.
uh,
I mean,
even
he's
even
grassroots. I mean, no politics, was a reality TV star. And it's just like somebody's got to do something. And,
well,
you
I
know,
think what's going to help is I think I think California may end up with a Republican governor, and having somebody at that level, also on your side is going to help you out a lot, right?
I would like to
Uh,
see Hilton win. I mean, the sheriff is good too, but I would like to see Hilton win.
yeah,
Because it would be cooler than a governor. You had a governor with a Austrian accent. Now you have a governor with a British accent.
right, yeah,
But they got him and Pratt. So you got
yeah,
L.A. and the governorship. I mean, it could really start to make California a nice place again. But
sure,
it's just it's to me, I think it's such a testament to again someone just going screw it. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring. Anyone's got to be better than this, and
yeah,
he's getting slammed by the left because he has no experience. Has this like okay, that's probably you said the same thing about Trump. It's like
yeah,
maybe that's not a bad thing because that's the whole purpose of term limits. Maybe bringing someone in with fresh ideas and everything
yeah,
is what you want to do. But he just said, "Hey, I'm just gonna my house burned down." I mean, that's what it was. If they had done something and tried to help them rebuild or didn't cut off the water, he probably wouldn't have put his name in. He'd be like,
right,
but he's just been fed up, and he's like, "What could have hurt? I'll give it a shot." And
sure,
he's social media savvy.
hmm,
He's doing a lot of stuff there, and I mean, what better place to do that than L.A., who is and he's getting criticized for making AI videos and pictures, but LA's the birthplace of fakeness, right?
sure,
The
absolutely.
whole city is built on Hollywood, which is about faking and
Silicone and lip
so
injections.
yeah, and making up stories. So
Yeah,
it's they can probably appreciate that. So
yeah.
um but it's just interesting how that has garnered so much national attention and
Well, Bass has not done herself any favors, right? I mean,
no,
she's a disaster, um, and I think it's as much as almost every election turns out to the lesser of two evils. I think anybody other than her is an improvement.
right,
So
right. Yeah. The difference is a big difference contrast between LA compared to Chicago and New York,
hmm,
where Chicago and New York had terrible mayors, super liberal, and they went worse. They went
oh
deeper,
yes, yes,
right? They made them look good. You know, where now granted the last New York mayor wasn't Adams wasn't bad. He wasn't super liberal, but the one before him was. Um, but then you got Chicago, which went from Beetlejuice there to Johnson, and then at least LA is like make course correct. you know.
Right. Yeah.
But in Chicago, you can move to the suburbs. You can get away. You can not go to where the crime poverty areas are. In LA, what they hate out there and what they want fixed is everywhere, right? Which is the
Right.
homelessness and this and that. So they can't get away from it,
Right.
which I think is why it's having such an impact. So it'll be interesting to see um, if he can pull it off, and then hopefully he gets the right lieutenants, the right staff around him with
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
and can help him validate his ideas, and
Well, and
then
hopefully he gets a conservative governor that can, help direct some funding and help get some things done.
right,
So,
right. But
you know.
yeah, it's just interesting to see. I mean, granted, it's a huge city, right? It's behind New York, the second probably largest city in the country, I'm sure.
Well, I did
Uh,
see where New York, or not New York, where California has talked about, doing what California does, trying to change the laws last minute. So the way California works is the top two candidates with the
yeah,
most, vote, they get, to go ahead. Well, those two right now are both Republicans, and so California is already talking about rigging that so that those two can't be the individuals. Gavin Newsom just came out today and said if any person from California uh, gets awarded any money out of that 1.8 billion that Trump set up, that he is going to tax them at 100%.
well, he's just trying to keep himself relevant.
Yeah,
He has lost the limelight on the national stage, which I've been saying. Not that I'm any Nostradamus, but I've been saying for a long time that Gavin Newsom was never would have a chance at the presidency from because he does not have national name recognition. People think he
he's
does,
he's
but that's
worse than
because
a used car salesman.
the media talks about him, and California knows him, but the
Yeah,
everyday American outside of California does not really know who he is, and he doesn't have the name recognition for it. Um, and in fact, if you noticed, Trump had quit talking about him. I think his people
right,
told him every time you bring him up, you're helping him out, giving him visibility.
right,
Just push him off to the side. Don't even bring him up. He doesn't matter.
right.
And yeah, he's not doing himself any favors, nor is his wife. Every time she talks, doing himself any favors. But um, yeah, I think it would be good to see California do that. Maybe turn some things around and stuff. And New York, we got Bruce Blakeman is since Elise Stefanik dropped out. He's a Republican. Trump was just in New York campaigning for him in upstate last week, and or campaigning with him. But um, he is the one running against Hochul. I mean,
I heard
we
Stefanik's name come up as the new DNI, an option for that
oh yeah, I don't really
to
what
replace
the
Gabbert.
yeah, I know Tulsi, military background again. I don't know, maybe I mean
Yeah,
maybe at least she's ready to get back in the game, but we've seen crazier things in our time.
sure.
We saw a U.S. president step across the MDL into North Korea, which had never happened. We've seen
Right,
things. He's ended 8 wars and all kind of crazy stuff. So we snatched the president out of his palace in the middle of the night with about 20
right.
dudes in about 20 minutes. I mean, could New York and California finally have had enough and elected Republican governors? Both, man. I mean, we would just keep on winning, and I haven't gotten tired of it yet.
Sure.
So,
Me neither.
uh,
Me neither.
but good buddies of mine, these guys I work out with at the gym. I'm at the gym every morning. They're always there, about my age. Some are a little bit older, and every time I see them, they're just like, "You tired of winning yet?" I'm like, "Nope, not tired of winning." And they just kind of high five each other, and
Nice.
yeah. But all right, man.
Nice.
Anything else before we wrap up?
No, I mean we could go on for hours.
Yeah,
So I think
there's
we're probably
a lot,
good.
but yeah. So hopefully you had an honorable Memorial Day and enjoyed some time with the family that our brothers and sisters laid their lives down to give us. Did you do anything great for anything
I
monumental?
spent time with the grandkids.
That's
Spent
what it's all
spent time
about,
with
bro.
the grandkids. So
Yeah,
yeah, I've got two of my grandkids. They're actually in Texas right now, but they'll be back, and we have them for another couple of weeks, and
that's right. You
then
had
they go
some
back
Nerf
to.
wars going on.
I did.
Yeah,
We had a blast, and they won, but
yeah.
I'll get them back.
That's
My
because you
my
didn't have
Nerf gun,
you
yeah,
didn't
I
have
didn't
a
have my ramp.
yeah.
My Nerf gun is actually battery powered, so I don't have to, you know, keep keep racking the slide like they do. But they've got all the energy to do that. So
You've got
uh,
the high speed
I do.
grandpa Nerf gun.
Yeah.
Uh, Yeah, that just turns into a minigun there.
Yeah,
But
next year when they come, I'll have the full Gatling gun, and I'll
that's
set
it.
up, and yeah. So
There you go.
I'll keep increasing. It's all about improving. So
That's right. That's right. Well, good. Yeah, it was relaxing time for us. Went and visited went to a few cemeteries and visited some old soldiers. Used to work for me and always pay our respects there and just yeah, it was just a relaxing time with me and my wife and great weather and same thing. That's I think I talked about it last week on the show, right? It's okay to get a sale or have a barbecue or do whatever. Just don't forget what it was about and be
right,
thankful that those great Americans raised their right hand and sadly though had to give their lives, but they afford us the freedoms for us to even have that.
yeah.
And it's that's okay. But yeah, and so now we're moving into summer. Is this the end of May wrapping up and vacations and kids at home and all that good stuff? So and the campaign season will be getting hot for the midterms.
Yeah. It's already been ramping up for a while.
Yep,
So
yep. But all right. Well, hey, Rob, great to see you. Great episode 400, buddy. And thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Make sure you check out all of our sponsors: Marvita Gear for Grunts, Alpha Elite Performance, boohammer.com, and grillyourassoff.com. But make sure you check out grillyourassoff.com/Stu and the Nun for 20% off. And I think Alpha Elite still has a 10% off too. But with that, thank you all. Have a wonderful Thursday evening and a wonderful weekend.
thank you, sir.